This is just a quick little blog video for May 1st, 2015. I just want to showcase how our system development is improving. And one of the new things I just put in, and we're probably going to release a new version in the next 3 or 4 days. One of them is our intraday FX value areas. I use the 60 in the 4 hour. And what this does is it shows me where most traders were trading during the previous hour and 4 hour time frame. And when you're above the previous area's point of control, the dark yellow line, and specifically above the previous 4 hours upper value area, it basically spent 68% of its time between the green line and the red line during the previous 4 hours, or if I put the 60-minute on here, during the previous 60-minute. And what that lets you do is when the market breaks out and comes down and is above that area, it's more likely to go up. And it also, after a big move, tends to act as support resistance. It didn't catch this trade right here, but the market had gone up a lot. It couldn't take out those highs, came back, and this was a pretty decent place to sell in. If I was manually trading, probably wouldn't have taken that buy right here, which resulted in a small 4 or 5 pip loss. Would have instead got short right here and probably made 15 to 25 pips selling it. Just going to briefly showcase how the system did. You can see on this day there was only 2 trades, a really huge win and a small loss in the dollar CAD. A lot of these trend lines on here and the daily and weekly value areas don't show up on the version that we release to the users. You just will get the green buy arrow here and here, and it doesn't actually have the name of that particular trade. That's for me to keep track of which patterns tend to work and which ones fail. I have over 1,800 different patterns here in the software right now. Here's the New Zealand dollar. One of my favorite trades is, when the market is kind of going sideways. It's clearly in a downtrend. You have a nice little tiny rectangle shaped pattern here for 30 bars and over an hour of time. Breaks down right here, and you can see in this particular instance it fell 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 pips. Beautiful trade. Narrow range breakouts tend to be very profitable, and when they're not, you have a small loss, and when they are, they tend to oftentimes move 20, 30 pips. Here's a euro dollar. You can see we bought a 78% fib pullback right here. And when the market's kind of gyrating, even if it is in an uptrend, I tend not to have buy patterns. I look for certain high probability trades. Here's another narrow range breakout. Trend was clearly up. The last high was pretty much near the day high. It was going sideways and broke out. This is kind of like a flag pattern breakout. And when you're in the direction of a trend, flag pattern breakouts tend to work. And this one only gave us maybe 10 or 12 pips, but it's better than nothing. Here's another breakout. The trend was clearly up, pulled back, was finding support at the previous day's upper value area. Like I said, just the same thing with the hourly and 4 hours. We're using the daily and the weekly value areas too. The previous day, it spent 68% of its activity between this line and the bottom line, and it acts as a great support resistance area. In this case, support held support, and then in this case, it went up a pretty decent number of pips, considering we were risking a very tiny amount. Here's the Australian dollar. It had a small loss right here, and then got short at the 62% Fibonacci area of this last swing, and that was a pretty decent 10, 20, 30 something pip move. And let me just quit by showing the pound here. Huge move right here. Good for probably 40 something pips. Even though I have 1,800 patterns in here, there's a lot of trades that I would have manually taken. Possibly this little tiny sideways area right here after a new low. But the system, did not catch. It did catch this one right here. Good for about 40 or 50 pips. And another one right here. Also in a nice little rectangle pattern. And our trend reversal signals tend to show us when it's okay to get back in the trend. This one was good for a huge number of pips as well. And one more here. So I have possibly years more work to do to find all the trades I would manually take. However, I'm very happy with the progress. Here's the stats for the week. Keep in mind that this is after I remove and fix some patterns that were losers. So those that were in the that hit during the day that were losers aren't in these results, and I also tend to add 5 or 6 new patterns every day, and they were added in here. They didn't actually hit, but this is at the end of the day. This is how I keep track of how the system is progressing. On Friday, 424 pips, 75% winning, 30 pips bigger average win, and 10 pips average loss. I try to like days that the average loss is around 6 or 7 pips, no more. So today, Friday, it had a little bit too many 10 plus pip losses. Here's Thursday, 277 pips, 73% winning. Not quite as big a day, except for 2 trades here. All the trades produced less than 40 pips. But again, the average loss is only 2.36 pips, so that was wonderful as far as that goes. 483 pips this day, 72% winning. And again, keep in mind, these are what I use for my own analysis at the end of the day. Some of the losers that were on here earlier, I fixed the patterns, so they're not on here. And also I added, most days anywhere from 5 to sometimes 10 new trades. So if you subtract, 200 pips or 250 from some of these huge days, that would be a more accurate representation of what the system actually did. And as you saw from the charts, it misses a lot of good trades. But that's why I work on this every single day, and I oftentimes don't answer phone calls or return emails because I'm not looking to get new customers. I'm only doing this blog video to show our existing customers we're still working on the system. I said I would do an update every week or two, and that's why I'm doing this. People that want to buy the software for $2,000, we are interested in selling it, but we're not really interested in supporting free users at the brokers anymore. We just don't have time. Trading is our new 100% focus. That's all I do. Trade and create trading systems. That's it. But again, if people want to buy the software for $2,000, we certainly are willing to sell it. But it doesn't make sense to spend an hour supporting somebody that has a brokerage account we might make $2 a month off. We don't have time to do that. Previous week didn't quite do so well. Here we'll show you last Friday, 177 pips, pretty decent winning percentage. Day before, 194 pips, 60% winning. But the average losses tend to be pretty good. 76 pips that day. That's probably the worst in months. 90 pips that day. Not many trades. I'm spending a lot more time now testing one idea at a time. And what I found is I might have 20 or 30 ideas that I think work, and after backtesting, pretty much maybe 1 out of 20, 1 out of 30 actually makes money. Most ideas, most single methods of trading don't work. And that's why most of our patterns have 30 to 50 rules in there. And so in this instance, 20 to 50 rules hit for this trade to happen. Right here, maybe 16 things happened, and one pattern might have had 20 rules, but 4 of them weren't met, so it didn't get into this trade and it missed that trade. Our focus is trying to have as high a winning percentage as possible, and we're sure that there's going to be a day when the market's doing some odd things, and we don't want our systems going haywire, pretty much having 80-90% losing days or losing trades on those days. So that's why I'm focusing on safety and trying to have as high a winning percentage as possible, so that inevitably when the bad day hits, and it always does, our systems don't blow up, because we're trading with these, so we can't afford to have a system lose 90% on any given day. So that's why I'm 100% focused on improving our trading system. I'm just updating our current existing customers. Again, if people want to buy our software, they can, but we might be phasing out of the brokerage. It doesn't make sense to spend all the time that we have getting people set up, support them, answering their questions, doing their tech support to make $2 or $3 a month, when our goal is to make hundreds of millions of dollars from trading. That's the only reason we're doing this.